Whether you think he is a political anti-hero or the antichrist, you would be hard-pressed to disagree that Nigel Farage has single-handedly changed the face of Britain. Without him, the idea that the Conservative Party would have ever offered a referendum on leaving the EU is an unlikely fantasy. Without him, it's also pretty likely the Tories would never have properly gone through with delivering on Brexit, despite the biggest Democratic vote in our history. So you'd imagine this man launching a new political party, taking on the government's lockdown policy, would be treated as a seismic news event that could see a new force shake up our two-party system once again. But when Farage and his Brexit Party chairman Richard Tice did just that this week, they relaunched the Brexit Party as a new party called Reform, it was virtually ignored by the mainstream broadcast media, presumably because it didn't fit with a very pro-lockdown agenda. So the story, this is how it sort of started. The story was broken via an exclusive in the Daily Telegraph newspaper, and then by an interview on Julia Hartley-Brewer's breakfast show. But not a word was followed on the BBC News at 10 o'clock yesterday, nor the high-rating 6 o'clock bulletin. It was ignored by ITV News as well. What is that about? While I have no doubt it is partly to do with a desire for this country's liberal media to wrongly pretend Farage is an irrelevance, it's also indicative of a growing creep by our broadcasters to censor scientists, experts, politicians and commentators who question whether there is a different way to deal with the coronavirus crisis. So Nigel Farage's Reform Party has adopted the policy approach outlined by three celebrated scientists in the Great Barrington Declaration. Now, those impressive individuals include the brilliant and wise Oxford University Professor Sunitra Gupta, who has found herself subject to a broadcast media blackout of late, apart from on talk radio, of course. But the BBC and Sky News continue to give acres of airtime to any scientist who believes the country needs to be locked down at any cost. That includes the randy Professor Lockdown himself, Neil Ferguson, whose incorrect projection of 500,000 deaths plunged the country into a total shutdown in the first place, only for him to resign from SAGE when he broke his own social distancing rules to get his leg over with a married lover. But look, the one thing Farage has proved time and again, whether it's from the EU to illegal migrants entering the UK via the Channel, is that the public will not ignore him, even if the broadcast media does. That's why I think his rivals underestimate the new Reform Party at their peril. But what do you think? Would you consider voting for Nigel Farage's new anti-lockdown party, Reform UK? Do you think Reform UK has a chance? And why is the media ignoring it altogether? 03444991000 is my phone number. I'll repeat it, 03444991000. This hour, we are joined by Richard Tice, who is the businessman and chairman of the Reform Party. He's set this new thing up with Nigel Farage. Plus, in just a moment, Sir Graham Brady, the Conservative MP, chair of the 1922 Committee of Backbench Conservative MPs, who is expected to vote against government legislation to plunge us back into lockdown tomorrow. Or I think the vote is tomorrow. Sorry, we go back into lockdown, don't we, on Thursday? I'm dreading it. I am dreading it. 03444991000. We'll speak in just a moment.